Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Forrester, Katie updates Steffi that she's transferred the press release to her bastard. Steffi says it's professional, to give Hope a heads up. Katie snips that there's nothing professional passing then. Steffi doesn't like her tone and points out that what Hope did was unskillful. How would Katie reply if she set up a woman in lingerie on top of her hubby? Katie claims she'd consider that it might have been a misreading. Steffi, amused, says, "No you would not." Ridge comes in as Steffi tells Katie the case is closed. Hope is no longer allowed there, and there's nothing she or anyone differently can do about it. Katie shows Ridge the veritably brief press release, and he says it must have come as a blow to Hope. Katie adds that it's a blow to the company as well. Steffi reiterates that Hope came onto her hubby no bone. Forced her to do it. Ridge wishes none of this had ever happened. Steffi thinks it sounds like his opinion of Hope is shifting. Are you hearkening to Brooke? Ridge says of course he is, she's an important person in his life. Steffi says she's justified in what she did. Ridge says this is about the company. Getting relief of Hope and hope for the future are big opinions for them. Katie adds that she's Brooke's son and this will shoot shockwaves through the assiduity. Ridge asks Katie to hold the press release and she walks out. Steffi tells her father it doesn't sound like he's defending her. It sounds like he's defending Hope and Brooke. In the cabin, Hope recaps that Carter has taken the first step in their plan by subscribing his name on the LLC paperwork. Carter agonizes about whether or not he can betray Ridge and Steffi's trust. Can they take over Forrester Creations? Hope reads the press release again and sensations that her heritage is gone with just a many rulings. All of her hard work meant nothing. Carter says she has a right to feel disrespected. Hope says he does too. Carter questions if that justifies an achievement at Forrester Creations. Brooke arrives at the precipice house to a shirtless Finn and notes he must have just come by from probing. Finn says he knows why she's there. Ridge was just there too. Brooke gawps when Finn says he wanted to talk about how out of control Hope is. She argues that her son made one mistake, at Eric's party, and that was it. Finn says it was enough big mistake, and his woman thinks so too. Brooke says she apologized and said it wouldn't be again, and it didn't. Finn says it did, she came onto him in lingerie at Forrester. Brooke clucks that it was just a misreading. Finn points out she doesn't know what happened as she wasn't there. Hope projected me to the office. How would she anticipate Steffi to reply? Brooke sighs that they're wrong. Hope isn't interested in you, Finn. Finn and Brooke go back and forth about it. Brooke knows what it's like to be incorrectly indicted. Finn says Hope needs to take responsibility and move on. Brooke narrows her eyes and says Hope doesn't want him. She's moving in another direction and has no interest in him whatsoever. Brooke reminds Finn that he and Hope were musketeers formerly. He says she crossed the line and ruined that. Brooke complains that she apologized for that, and she shouldn't have to lose everything she's worked for. She thinks the press will question Steffi's foolish decision. She warns Finn that he needs to cover the company. He needs to tell his woman to back off before it's too late. At the cabin, Carter tells Hope he's always valued fidelity and lives by his heart. He's proud of that. Hope says occasionally fidelity is lost. They go over being overlooked, underrated, and discarded. Hope thinks Steffi has been given too important power. Carter's idea to turn Forrester into a transnational luxury brand is commodity Steffi and Ridge couldn't have pictured of. She's sure they're shutting it down because they didn't suppose of it first. Carter also gets outraged on Hope's behalf. Hope goes over the disadvantage her family is at in the company. She warns if Carter continues down this road, Steffi will want him out. Who does he suppose Ridge will support? Him? Or his cherished son? Carter nods. They need to cover themselves and their life's work. Hope asks, is it really that bad that we're standing up for ourselves and fighting back? Carter warns if they do this, there's no going back. There will be ramifications for all of them. Hope questions, do we really want to go down this road? Carter says they've left them no choice. He'll try one further time to get through to Ridge, however, they'll follow through on their plan if he fails. Stay for my call. By the end of the day, our lives could be changed. Hope tells him she believes in him, and they kiss. In the office, Ridge tells Steffi he has her reverse. She asks, do you? Ridge says yes. Hope not being there right now is the right thing. That's why he transferred her down. Steffi feels like he's faltering. She says she'd no way put her particular passions over the good of the company, but how could she have hope back then after everything she's done? Ridge understands, but they've to handle this the right way, this is delicate. He disagrees that it's time to issue a press release. Carter comes by and says he thinks they can resolve this before effects escalate out of control. In the cabin, Hope flashes through her exchanges with Carter and their lovemaking and kisses. Brooke comes by and startles her. Her mama asks if she's okay. Hope says it's been a lot to reuse. Brooke clucks that what Steffi did is just not right. They both know she wasn't wearing lingerie for Finn. I went to talk to him. Hope asks how that worked out. Brooke admits, not so great. She just wishes he'd believe she's not after him. Hope says Carter has her heart. Brooke told Finn that he has to move Steffi to change her mind before it's too late. Hope nods, yes. Before it's too late. At Forrester, Carter tells them they'll have to agree to differ on what happened in the design office. The optics of firing Hope are terrible. Steffi questions being concerned with optics when Hope came on to her hubby. Carter tells her to be concerned about the company. He loves this place and has devoted over a decade of his life to it. We all have commodity at stake then. Are you really going to fire Hope? Brooke's son, Steffi, tells him he's grasping at straws then. Carter complains that the Logans have been blinked and dismissed for times. That's why he thinks firing her is particular. Steffi replies, you're damn right it's particular. But it's also business. How is she supposed to work with someone she can't trust? Why is this so hard to understand? Carter tells Steffi her issues with Hope are holding her back. She needs to deal with her issues. Ridge thinks he needs to take a breath. Carter is fighting for the company. He declares that Forrester Creations will no way be the same if they don't reinstate Hope and hope for the future. You have no idea what's at stake if you don't. Carter and Hope continue to bandy, taking over Forrester Creations. Carter says his heart is a part of who he is. Hope understands, but thinks occasionally fidelity is lost. She notes how hard the both of them have tried to play by the rules, but the game was always outfitted by Steffi and Ridge. Carter agrees, allowing they've been overlooked and underrated. Hope thinks Steffi has too important power, as substantiated by not indeed considering Carter's plans to turn the company into a transnational luxury brand. Carter reviews how important Brooke, Hope and all the Logans have been disrespected over the times. Hope points out Brooke has a pointless superintendent position and a line dependent on Ridge's support. While Katie is head of PR, Steffi could completely fire her at will. Hope notes it might only be a matter of time before Carter is removed. Ridge is his stylish friend, but he's always going to side with his son. Carter says they need to defend themselves. Hope drives and says it's time they fight back.